Well, welcome back to the living room. God is so faithful, isn't He? He is good. And no matter what is going on in your life, I pray that you will write your blessings down, find things to be grateful for, find what's right in your life. Because if you're watching this, if there's breath in your body, then God has a plan for you. And He needs you to get on board with it. So come on, get on board. Well, we're going to talk about how to line up with God's timing. You know, there's so much, as a pastor for 32 years, so many people, what's the will of God? How can I be in the timing of God? How do I understand the times of God? And you know, these questions are addressed in the Word of God. But sometimes we need some help in breaking them down in bite-sized pieces. Now, I love color coding. I'm a big color girl. In fact, they tell me when I was a baby that to soothe me, that my father would get paint and put it on a poster board and put it in my crib, and he would use the brightest of colors, and that would soothe me when I was colic or crying or could not be consoled. And so my whole life I've loved color. So why wouldn't I love Minister Christine and her beautiful works of art? And so let me go ahead and introduce her since I'm talking about her. So Christine, I love you.
Yes,
thank you for being
too.
here.
This is so fun.
Finally,
I know.
Finally. I mean, my people call your people,
Yes.
and you know, you just this year, you're so busy.
Such a busy season.
I know.
We had to find His appointed time.
You're
for
right.
This appointed time.
There you go. And this is clearly
is it. Yes.
Okay. Well, I was trying to get that time. Okay, so let's just start, just because we want to point out the obvious. His appointed times. This beautiful piece of artwork here is filled. The whole thing is filled with chalkboard teachings, one for each Hebrew month, and an explanation. Absolutely incredible the way that she's done this. You're a teacher. Obviously, that is one of your giftings.
Yes.
And you're an artist and a worshiper and you're a wife to Carlos.
Yes.
And you are a daughter to wonderful parents, and you just have the coolest life. But I just want everyone to point this out, because I want you to Google it, and I want you to go on Amazon, and I want you to go to His Appointed Times website and get this. This is such a great investment. Not only do I have this, I buy it by the case. Not only do I buy it by the case, but I have flashcards that go with it, and I give it away, and I use it, and I refer to it. I keep it right with my Bible. It is incredible. So, how did God birth this in you?
Yeah. Well, you know, I think really the ministries that people have, really true ministry comes out of intimacy with God. You know, you don't try to pursue a certain thing, you know. I didn't anyway. But I started just hearing about God's calendar, and from different ministries, from different, you know, the Hebrew letters from one teacher, and the, you know, Passover from this guy, and a month over here, and I was like, what is all this, you know? But I wasn't looking for it.
Right.
And so when I started actually learning about it, and it's actually right there, I mean, it was in the Bible the whole time. It would say, you know, the 5th month of this, and I would usually skip over that section.
Me too.
Or I think it was talking about the Gregorian calendar. I didn't know there was another calendar in the background there. As I was starting to learn about this, I thought, how am I going to remember all the names of these months? Because these are all new names. And there's a tribe connected to each month. There's a Hebrew letter connected to each. How am I going to remember this?
A body part,
a
color,
action, a color, a gemstone. Yeah, it goes on and on. So there's so much. And I thought, I was in my kitchen, and I had this chalkboard that was probably saying, you know, welcome friends, or come for coffee or something, you know. And I thought, I'm going to use that thing, you know. So I just got my chalk, and I just started writing the name of the month, and writing the tribe, and I felt like I needed it in front of me, hanging, so that I can know what time it is on God's calendar. And I felt like it was like God's clock on the wall in a way, and it helped me to remember. So as I was learning, I would, you know, erase that, and then the next month would come, and I'd write the next name, and so on and so on. And I thought, wow, okay, I'm learning here. And so I never intended to do these teachings. I was just doing this for myself. And that's where I think, true ministry comes out of intimacy.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking to, be a teacher or anything like that. So just month by month, I was learning. And then I would write down all of the months in my own calendar. I was doing like a handwritten thing going on, and I was doing that for maybe like 5 years. And I thought, I have got to buy a book that is doing this already. I can't be handwriting this all in over and over and over. So I went on Amazon, and I'm like searching for like a Hebrew Gregorian calendar that I could just buy, and I couldn't find one.
There was nothing.
And there was nothing. And I just heard the Lord just say, this is your next assignment.
Wow.
And I thought, oh no. I thought, And, he always calls us to do something that we have, we don't have the ability to do it on our own.
Or the financing, or the wisdom, or...
How do you make a book? I had no idea. How do you make a calendar, So little by little, the Lord just gave me the skill, connected me with different people to help me make it, and here we are. Yeah. So it's been a blessing, and I never really thought I would be like teaching from the chalkboards either. I just thought, okay, look at that chalkboard and figure it out for yourself what that means.
I've done my work. Now you do yours, right?
So then the Lord is like, you have to teach, you have to explain that to people. So God just loves to pull out what He's put into us, because we're blessed to be a blessing. All the gifts that we had are not just to be stuffed. They're for us and for our relationship with Him, and then it's to be shared with other people.